Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here with another episode of Magic Duels Origins. Now you may notice something slightly different, and that's things have changed, mostly because the Battle for Zendikar expansion has finally dropped. Came out a couple of hours ago now. I wasn't able to record a video before as the servers were currently down when I used to do my recording, but luckily my wife's busy for the next kind of like 20-25 minutes, so I thought I'd hop on here quick and just record a quick episode to go out on the Friday. So what's changed? So we've got a load of new cards. So if we head on over to the card collection, we can actually filter down to Battle of Zendikar, and as you can see we've got all of these lovely new cards. Look at all these fun things. Oh yeah. I don't know if we've got new cards already, because we do get some base cards, but I haven't actually seen any yet. So what I'm going to do to start off with, so it keeps telling me I've got the starter box, but oh right, I've actually got to buy a Battle for Zendikar booster before getting the starter box. Okay, that's fair enough. So looks like I'm going to be buying around 16 packs, so I think we shall open them now, just to get going with. So let's do some pack openings to start off with. So we'll open the first booster, see what fun stuff we get. So it's loading. Okay, what do we get? We got Oracle of Dust, so our first Eldrazi. So a 5 mana 3/5 with Devoid. So basically, while it costs blue mana, it isn't actually a coloured card. So say for example we had the old Altar Dust card. This wouldn't actually be wiped out, as it doesn't actually technically have a colour. It just costs blue mana to cost it. And then it's also got a mana ability. So put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. Draw a card, then discard a card. Okay, that's interesting. So that's synergizing up with the ingest ability that the Eldrazi's have in this particular version of Magic. We've got Culling Drone, so we've got Devoid, so it has no colour again, even though it costs black mana to cast. And then we've also got Ingest, where basically whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, a card is exiled to the top card of that opponent's library is exiled to, well, just exiled. It's not exiled to anywhere. To the exile pile. We'll go with that. We've got Reckless Cohort, so a new red mana creature. So Reckless Cohort attacks each combat if able, unless you control another ally. Okay, so this is kind of like a red deck wins card, I'd assume, something like that. We've got Rolling Thunder, so Rolling Thunder deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. Wow, that's really good for like a control deck. That's insane. What else have we got? We've got Horrible Array, so we've got Devoid, so it has no colour. Counter target creature spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. If that spell is oh my god, look at this. We've got a decent counter card. Excellent. We've got Aligned Hedron Network, so enters the battlefield, exile all creatures with power 5 or greater until Aligned Hedron Network leaves the battlefield. This is basically like the anti-Eldrazi card, so it's a 4 mana kind of get rid of every big creature on the field card. What else are we going to unlock then? So got 7. We've got quite a few packs to go here. So we've got Dispel, counter target instant spell. Wow, counter target instant spells. That's a nice counter spell for instant cards. We've got Calastria Healer. So for some reason it's not letting me zoom in. Like there's this weird glitch again where I can't zoom in on anything. But so we've got Calastria Healer. So we've got Rally. So whenever Calastria Healer or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay, so we've got like the ally cards, which are a new kind of creature description in this particular version of this particular expansion pack, I should say. We've got Dominated Drone, which has Devoid and Ingest, and when Dominated Drone enters the battlefield, if you control another colourless creature, each opponent loses 2 life. Wow, that's really cool. We've got Scythe Leopard, so a 1 mana landfall creature, so 1 mana 1/1, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Scythe Legion gains +1/+1 till end of turn. That'd go really well in my land synergy deck that I put together earlier, so that's pretty cool. We've got Skitter Skin, so Devoid, it can't block and regenerates Skitter Skin. Activate its ability only if you control another colourless creature. Okay, we've got Sire of Stagnation, so a blue-black Devoid Eldrazi. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player exiles the top 2 cards of his or her library and you draw 2 cards. Wow, that is awesome. I'm liking some of these new cards. What else have we got? We've got Felidar Cub, so sacrifice Felidar Cub, destroy target enchantment. Very nice, anti-enchantment card. We've got Stone Fury, Stone Fury, so it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Wow, that's pretty sweet. That's like the old red-green card, I think, which basically, is that in this particular version? The one that basically deals damage equal to the number of lands you've got, but this is just a kind of a red card. So again, would be like a control-ish kind of card. We've got Taraju Stalwart, so Converge, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each colour of mana spent to cast it. So basically, say you're playing a red, green, black deck, something like that. So red, green, black, yeah. Say you cast this with a red, green, black mana, this creature would actually come down as a 3/4, which is pretty sweet. So would be good in like tricolour decks. Got another Rolling Thunder. We've got a Vampiric Rites, so sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Okay, it's quite a nice enchantment. And we've got a Smouldering Ash, so we've got more dual lands, which is quite nice. So we've got another red-black land, which is pretty sweet. So I don't like the loading in between all of the pack openings, but hey-ho. Got an Eldrazi Devastator, so an 8/9, 8 mana creature with trample. Hey, we've got a new Planeswalker. We've got Gideon. Not a flip Planeswalker anymore, just a bog standard Planeswalker, which we can drop and start boosting its loyalty. So that's pretty cool. We've got a Gideon. We've got a Voracious, so we can actually have 2 Gideons in the deck now, which is kind of crazy. I don't know whether or not you can have 2 Gideons Planeswalkers on the field at the same time or not. I don't really know how that works, but I'm sure I will find out. We've got Voracious Null, so sacrifice another creature, put 2 1/1 counters on Voracious Null, activate, so sacrifice another creature, put 2 1/1 counters on Voracious Null. That'll go pretty well in the old Sackdos deck, so kind of another sacking creature to synergize in there. We've got Valkut Invoker, so deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Wow, that's pretty crazy in like a high mana deck, because it does cost 8 mana to do that. Retreat to Hagra, so landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Target creature gets +1/0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. So we've got lots of like more land synergy. So ramp is definitely going to be a thing in this with the expansion coming out now, which is going to be interesting. And then we've definitely got cards which are kind of synergizing in with. What's what I'm looking for? We've got cards which basically can synergize in with other old decks as well, which is also quite nice. And then finally Vampiric Rites, so sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Okay, so we've got Mortuary Mire, which is a new land. Enters the battlefield tap. When Mortuary Mire enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. It's pretty sweet. And then we just add 1 black mana to your mana pool. Wow, it's pretty sweet actually. We've got another aligned Hedron network. We've got Calistria Nightwatch. So whenever you gain life, Calistria Nightwatch gains flying until end of turn. So I'm assuming there's probably going to be a little bit more life gain in this deck, because I have seen some more life gain synergy cards. We've got a flying creature. When Courier Griffin enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. So yeah, definitely got like blue-black. We got white-black life gain deck. I think it might be a thing in this version of the game. And then whenever you gain life, you may pay 1 mana. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Yeah, life gain is definitely a thing for this iteration. So it's pretty sweet. We've got when an Angel of Renewal enters battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Yeah, these are like 4 like life gain cards, which is quite interesting. So definitely going to have to put together a life gain deck at some point. What else have we got? We've got another Tarju Steward. We've got another Planeswalker. We've got Obnixilis. Wow, these have been some seriously good pack openings. We've got 2 mythic rares already. So Obnixilis is you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Destroy target creature and target opponent gets an emblem with whenever a player draws a card, you lose 2 life. Wow, Obnixilis sounds awesome. We've got Sludge Crawler, so it's devoid with ingest, gains +1/+1 until end of turn with 2 mana as well. Pretty sweet, kind of fairly aggressive black creature, or black cost creature. Malkindi Slide Runner with trample and landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Slide Runner gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Royal Spout, put target creature on top of its owner's library, and then Awaken, so we can actually. So Awaken is another new keyword in this particular expansion. So what we can do is actually transform lands into creatures. So basically with this one, we can transform a land and put 4 1/1 counters on it, which is kind of cool. But then we've got a Skitterskin, which I think we've already seen before. So we've got 2 more packs in this particular chunk to open. I've already seen some awesome cards, so I'm already kind of thinking of some decks which I want to make already. One, we're definitely going to go for like Eldrazi Ramp of some description. Lumbering Falls. Oh, I can actually zoom in again. Very nice. So Lumbering Falls enters the battlefield tapped. Add green or blue to your mana card. Lumbering Falls become a 3/3 green and blue elemental creature with hexproof until end of turn. It's still a land. Wow, that is awesome. Some of these new cards are absolutely fantastic. We've got Gideon's Reproach, so deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Ondu Greathorn, so first strike. Well, what's on? Yeah, first strike with landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, Greathorn gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So yeah, definitely lots of land synergy and lots of Eldrazi. So Nettle Drone deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pretty cool. Whenever you cast a colourless spell, untap Nettle Drone. Wow, that's awesome. We've got Drana's Emissary with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh yes, white-black life gain is a thing. That is a big thing. Well, the good thing is we're going to get another Calistria Nightwatch, Duststalker, Devoid, Haste. At the beginning of each end step, if you control no other colourless creatures, return Duststalkers to its owner's hand. That's pretty sweet on its own. That's pretty aggressive. So that's like a red-black card. Angel of Renewal, got another one of them. Another Scythe Leopard, and we've got a Salvage Drone, Devoid with Ingest. And when a Salvage Drone dies, you may draw a card. If you do so, discard a card. Fair enough. And we've got Wavewing Elemental, so whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Wavewing Elemental gets +2/+2 until end of turn, so more land synergy. So that's the first 8 open, and we've got new cards have been added to my collection. So we've got Allies, Archetype unlocked, Processors, so manipulate your opponent's resources to give you tools to take over the game with powerful enter the battlefield abilities. Okay, so we'll also buy 8 more packs. We want to get all these cards unlocked as soon as possible, really. Let's open the first booster. An Eldrazi Devastator, Blight Herder, so that's the first rare in this pack. So when you cast Blight Herder, you may put 2 cards your opponent owns from their owner's graveyard. Oh, sorry, from exile into their owner's graveyards. If you do so, 3 colourless 1/1 Eldrazi Silent creatures get put onto the battlefield. They have sacrifice. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the mana pool's been introduced in this version of the game. So there's cool things like if you untap a mana, you actually get like a little pseudo like mana token. It's pretty cool. It was in the what's it called, basically the tutorial quests, whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called. We've got another Gideon's Reproach. We've got Tightening Coils, enchanted creature gets -6/0 and loses flying. Sweet. Carrier Thrall dies, put a 1/1 colourless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield. Okay, so more abilities to generate these Eldrazi Scions, and another Serene Steward. 7 more packs for today. A Shatter Skull Recruit, so with Menace, so can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. A Lava Step Raider gets +2/0 until end of turn. A Felidar Cub, so destroy target enchantment. We've seen that one before. Chasm Guide, Rally. Whenever Chasm Guide or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Okay, that's cool. So we definitely probably want to put together like an ally deck at some point, I think is another thing. We've got Gruesome Slaughter. Until end of turn, colourless creatures you control gain this creature deals target damage equal to its power to target creature. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's in fact insane. I like Gruesome Slaughter, and then another Rolling Thunder as well. So we got all of the Rolling Thunders. Pretty sweet. Another Mortuary Mire, a Desolation Twins. Whenever you cast Desolation Twin, put a 10/10 colourless Eldrazi creature token onto the battlefield. Wow, that's insane. That's going to be awesome in ramp decks. What else have we got? Another Calistria Nightwatch, another Lava Step Raider, another Vampiric Rites, and then we've got a Titan's Presence. So as an additional cost to cast Titan's Presence, reveal a colourless creature token, a creature card from your hand. Exile target creature if its power is less than equal to the revealed card's power. Wow, so if you've got like a huge creature, you can basically exile whatever the hell you want. So if we had like Desolation Twin in our hand, we could exile pretty much any other card apart from a Desolation Twin. Another Eldrazi Devastator, a From Beyond, so Devoid. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 colourless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield. Okay, that's pretty cool. Is that an enchantment? Yep, so that's just basically on about generating Eldrazi Scion tokens. And then sacrifice From Beyond, search your library from an Eldrazi card, reveal it and put it onto your hand. Cool. Got Altar's Reap, so as an additional cost to cast Altar's Reap, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Nice. Swell of Growth, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, so that is definitely a like a rampish kind of card, and then the land synergy card as well. Another Chasm Guide, and an Akum Stonewalker. So this is a landfall card. You may pay 3 mana. If you do, put a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste onto the battlefield. Exile that token at the beginning of your next end step. Wow, there's some awesome like land synergy cards in this expansion. Another Stewart, a Prairie Stream, so a blue-white mana. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Retreat to Vakut, so it's another enchantment, so can target creature gets +2 until end of turn, so it's a landfall card, and target creature can't block this turn. Slab Hammer, nice equipment card, so whenever equipped creature attacks, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. If you do so, the equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That'd be really good in like the landfall deck, so you could like bounce the land back and then replay it. And then we've got cards that we've seen before there. We've got another Slide Runner, another Lumbering Falls, so we've got a Wind Rider Patrol, so flying, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can scry 2. We've got a Royal Spout, we've seen that one before. Shadow Glider, so just a 2/2 flying creature, and another Lava Step Raider. Another Swell of Growth, we've got a Sunken Hollow, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 more basic lands. So this is just a blue-black creature card. Plated Crusher, now this card looks ridiculous. 7 mana, 7/6 with trample and hexproof. That is bonkers. Pilgrim's Eye has apparently made a return, so basically when it enters the battlefield we can search for a basic mana card. Blank card, sorry, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your library, so it's like a kind of a rampish card. We've got a 3/3 Ghost Sentinel, which has flying and vigilance, and then we've got an Eldrazi Sky Spawner. So basically when it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 Scion creature onto the battlefield so you can just spawn the Scions. Last pack to open for now. What do we get? A Mortuary Mire, Desolation Twin, a Grove Rumbler, so this is a red-green card with landfall, so again this would go quite well in with like the red-green ramp archetype. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you get +2/+2 until end of turn. We've got another Valakut Invoker, a Stonehaven Medic, again more life gain, so pretty sweet. Okay, so that's all the decks we're doing for now, so let's have a quick look at our card collection. We'll have a quick look at new cards, I think, so 74 new cards. So we've got new origin, new kind of base set cards as well. So we've got Cliffside Lookout. What else have we got? So we've got the Gideon. I didn't actually get to take a look at this. So until end of turn, Gideon, ally of Zendikar, becomes a 5/5 human soldier allied creature with indestructible but still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Put a 2/2 white knight allied creature token onto the battlefield. Awesome. And then you gain an emblem with creatures you control, gain +1/+1 until end of turn. Oh no, just gain +1/+1. Wow, that is awesome. Gideon is an awesome planeswalker. So yeah, that's a pretty sweet kind of like, that's going to be good for a token deck basically, which is pretty sweet. Got a Core Bladewell, so Rally, so it's another ally creature. So whenever an ally enters the battlefield, creature you control gain first strike until end of turn. Very nice. We've got a Makindi Patrol, another ally. Any other Duels cards that we haven't seen, so like base set cards. What else have we got? Quick look around. We've got an Eldrazi Drone with the Mist Intruder, so Devoid, Flying, and Ingest. Merc Strider. Enters the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do so, return target creature to its owner's hand. Pretty cool in terms of like a bounce deck. Oracle of Dust, we unlocked that one ourselves. I'm looking for the ones with a little D on them. What are we looking for? Okay, we've got Mindraker, Devoid. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a card from opponent. Okay, so basically this is another one of like taking advantage of the ingest like synergy, so you can put a card from exile into a graveyard and then each opponent has to discard a card. We've got Rob Dixilus, which is just plain awesome. Any other base set cards I'm looking for quickly? Couldn't see any there. Ooh, got an Ondu Champion, so another ally. So we definitely want to be putting together like an ally deck at some point, I think. Anything else with a little D on it to indicate that we unlocked it when we got the core cards? Oh, we've got a Stonewalk Puma. It's just a 3 mana 2/2 creature, which is an ally. So again, for an ally deck. No lands that we get in the Duels one. Oh, we got Rune Processor, so a 7 mana 7/8. So when you cast Rune Processor, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, you gain 5 life. Okay, so I think that's all of the new cards that we've unlocked so far, so I don't think I'm anywhere near close to having enough coins to purchase all of them. I've still got over 32 packs to buy, so I'm going to be unlocking them over the next couple of weeks, I think. I've unlocked all of the Origins cards, so we just got to unlock some Battle for Zendikar cards now, so let's take a quick look at the story as well. So we've now got to choose a campaign, so we can choose Battle for Zendikar. Let's take a quick look at this. So let's do the first match. So you're Gideon Jura, a valiant knight and planeswalker. You've protected people on many planes, and now it's the people of Zendikar who need you most. You arrive to find Eldrazi ravaging the land. The stronghold of Seagate has been overrun. You rush to free those trapped inside. Okay, so Gideon versus Eldrazi. So we've got a very measly deck. Eagle of the Watch. I think I'm going to draw a new hand. I think that's slightly better. Looks like we're playing mono white, so I'll be hoping to draw into a mana at some point fairly soon. So we just got lots of flying creatures here at the moment, and an enchantment, which is actually in the base game. There we go. So we managed to get the third mana that we need. So retreat to Emeria with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put a 1/1 white core ally creature token onto the battlefield. Creature you control gain +1/+, until end of turn. So that's going to be awesome for like a token deck. So I'm actually looking forward to. There's lots. I'm already thinking of lots of different decks that I can make. So there's the opportunity to make tokens. Definitely going to be a thing. There wasn't really that many good token cards, apart from like the occasional red ones. So core castigator can't be blocked by Eldrazi Scions. Pretty cool. Oh, that's actually in the set as well, so we can actually use that one in later on. I think this is the only card out of all the ones that we've drawn so far that we wouldn't actually be able to use in multiplayer matches. But yeah, something like Retreat to Emeria is going to be great for like mono white tokens, which is awesome. What have we got here then? Bethnic Infiltrator. So it's an Eldrazi drone, so it can't block our creature, and it's got Devoid and Ingest, and then Bethnic Infiltrator can't be blocked. Okay, so it looks like he's going to be devoiding me quite heavily. So I can't block him, he can't block me at the moment, which is kind of interesting. So we're just going to swing with our 3/1. Stay aggressive. And then I think we're probably going to drop the Eagle of the Watch maybe? I thought you can block that. Can't be blocked by Eldrazi Scions. Oh, I completely misread that. That's an Eldrazi drone, not an Eldrazi Scion. Whoopsie-daisy. We'll play the Eagle of the Watch then. Yeah, I misread the card there. I thought it can be blocked by Eldrazi drones. It turns out it can be blocked by Eldrazi Scions. Never mind. So I'm not going to block here because I don't really want to be... I want to be aggressive. So I'm going to be ingested, so I'm going to have a card exiled. So just a mana, that's fine by me. We've got another Bethnic Infiltrator come down. Okay, so I think we're going to drop the planes. Now, I could drop the Ondu Greathorn. So first strike with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Ondu Greathorn gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Kind of crazy, but I think I'm going to do the retreat to Emeria, just in case we draw into any more mana, any more lands to actually activate that. So I may as well swing. It gets Vigilance, this card, so it could potentially block one of these, but it's not the end of the world. So we're going to deal 2 damage to the Eldrazi. So we're going to take 2 damage here and lose 2 cards to exile, which, when we've got such a small deck, this could be a problem, but what did we lose? We lost another Ondu Greathorn, and we lost another mana. Okay, it's fine. And we've got another Bethnic Infiltrator. Lots of them coming down. So they're unblockable, so I can't actually block them anyway, which is kind of annoying. What do we get here then? Felidar Sovereign, Vigilance, and Lifelink. Ooh, very nice. So we can't actually play that yet, but I think we shall just swing with our creature. And I think I'm just going to play out a Shadow Glider just so I can have more damage going through in the air, because we want to kind of be aggressive here and kind of beat my opponent down before he can exile too many of my cards. So these kind of like, these Eldrazi could go great in a mill deck as well, just for the fact that they are all, whenever they're dealing damage to the opponent, these ones in particular would be great in a mill deck, just because of the fact they're unblockable and they're always like ingesting. So I lost another Felidar Sovereign, that's fine, and we've got Salvage Drone. So this has got ingest and it's got Devoid, and then when it dies you may draw a card. If you do so, discard a card. Okay, so more Eldrazi coming down. What do we get here then? We've got a Glory Seeker. Okay, just a 2/2 creature, not the best, if I'm honest. So we're just going to swing for 4 here. Like I said, we probably want to kind of get as many of these flying creatures down as possible, just so we're swinging in the air. So at the moment we're 2 turns away from lethal, so that's a thing. So like I said, I just want to kind of make sure that we're staying aggressive here. So he's only really attacking with 2 creatures at a time, which is fine by me. So we're losing kind of like 2 cards a turn, but it's not the most important, it's just mostly mana at the moment. What do we get here then? Mist Intruder. Okay, this is a flying creature, so this is a little bit more annoying. So something that can actually block our creatures now. What do we get here then? So Core Castigator, again, not the most useful, so I think we're just going to swing with all of these. He's probably going to block here. I'd assume, anyway. Yes, he is going to block the 2-1 with Vigilance. So we push through 2 more damage. We'll play another Shadow Glider. Make sure we're keeping the flying creatures going in over his head. Said hopefully we won't get like milled down before we actually beat my opponent. So he's still only swinging with 2 creatures at a time, which is kind of odd, but not really the end of the world. I mean, we're losing cards, but what did we lose? We lost a Glory Seeker and we lost a Tandem Tactic. So up to 2 target creatures. Up to 2 target creatures each get +1/+2 until end of turn. You gain 2 life. Okay, another life gain card. And more Eldrazi Bethnic Infiltrators coming down. Okay, so I think we've possibly just won here. Yeah, we have just won here because of the landfall there. So each of our creatures now become plus 3 3s. So we push through all of the damage we need to actually just finish off this particular game. There we go. Goodbye, Eldrazi. So we get 10 gold from that. And we get some stories. So you help the survivors escape. Among them is Nissa, an elvish planeswalker. You share your plan to reclaim Seagate from the Eldrazi and ask for her aid. She speaks of a quest she must complete first, but she agrees to join the fight after you have assembled an army. Okay, so I think I will leave the episode here for now. I think on Monday's episode, I'll be continuing on with the campaign, and then maybe even finishing it off on Wednesday, depending on how long these particular games take. So this kind of like the next couple of days will literally just be finishing off the campaign and unlocking as many cards as possible. I may do a stream tomorrow night if I get time, to play some multiplayer games, unlock some gold. The quests have had overhaul as well. So instead of the old, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of the old archetype quests, we've now got these new ones, such as Control and Denial. So basically, if we cast 15 blue or black spells, we get to unlock some gold. And there's other ones as well, like winning games with like colours as well. So it doesn't just rely on the Deck Wizard decks. You can use all of your own decks to complete all of the quests now, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, that is the end of the episode for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.